And then I was thinking like, oh, how perfect would it be if I were to write a book in the place that I'm writing. Just something short and sweet and fun. Like I really just want to write a fun romance. But this time around, I'm gonna challenge myself and see what happens if I try to write this novella with minimal details, just with the basic notes essentially. Good morning, vlog! My name is Meadow Marie. I'm an independent fantasy and romance author. This video, I'm bringing you along with me as I plot my next novel. It is a beautiful spring day. You might not be able to see it yet, but you will, trust me. But while I'm getting ready to go work outside, because I spend way too much time indoors, I thought I would chat with you and let you know kind of my thought process for what I'm going to be doing. My original plan for this week was to plot book 2 of my pirate fantasy. Now, originally I had written this pirate fantasy as a standalone, but since completing one of the more recent drafts, I have come up with an idea of book 2. So this would be a duology. Book 1 is not out. It is not close to coming out. I'm still querying it, but I always enjoy having some sort of writing project on the go while I can. It just makes sure that my creative juices are always flowing, and I love writing, so it's kind of hard for me to not write for so long, which I have had a gap in my writing for a little bit now, so I'm kind of eager to get back into doing something. I also have an idea to do another writing challenge where I try to finish draft 1 of a novel in a month or less, depending on how long it takes. My July is pretty open right now. A lot of the theaters that I'm contracted at, they don't take a lot of clients in July, and so at the time it really only made sense for me to try to write the sequel to my pirate fantasy. As much as I do want to do this, I've okay, let me just explain something else as well. I have started to write down some plot points for the sequel. It is something that I was doing while I was on a train for a few hours. Like it's just like very brief bullet points. Nothing other than just being like, this, I want to hit this point, I want to hit this point, like this could be a good idea, that sort of thing. So I have like started, and I am very excited for it. I do have some really great ideas, and I think that it would be a lot of fun to do that. I've been reading a lot of romance books recently, which is not something that I've done in a very long time. Normally I'm reading a lot more literary fiction or fantasy, but I've been reading a lot of contemporary romance recently just because of the way that my library holds have been coming in. They've just been giving me a lot of romances in a row, and I kind of got an idea about writing another contemporary romance. And one of the things about me writing in July is that I want to spend some time where my grandparents live. They live in a nice small town on the water, like on a big lake, or I guess it's a few little lakes that are connected. And I wanted to do like a cute little writing retreat because I've never done that before. And I think that it'd be a lot of fun, especially in July when the weather's nice. And then I started thinking, oh, well, this is kind of the perfect town for a romance to take place in. Because if you think about it, there's a lot of romances that take place in like a small, cozy town, and I think that this one would be perfect for it. Not that I'm trying to like follow a formula. I'm not trying to follow a formula specifically, but I do think like I had some ideas that sparked. And then I was thinking like, oh, how perfect would it be if I were to write a book in the place that I'm writing? So like I could go down to the main restaurant that's there, I could go down to the water, to the docks, I could go to the parks there and like physically be writing about the place. I didn't grow up there, but like it is a town that I've known my whole life. So like I could probably do things from memory, but I also just think it would be fun to do it there. So now I'm really unsure about what I want to do in July in terms of what I want to write. So I'm in between the sequel to my sapphic pirate fantasy or this contemporary romance that takes place in a town that I love so much and that is so dear to me. And hopefully I can figure out what I'm doing in this vlog. So I think I am just about ready. I'm just gonna get my bag together. I'm gonna make myself a chai, and then I'm gonna go outside. Again, you will see it. I'm gonna go outside to a nice park and see if I can write some ideas down and figure out what I even want to write about in July. attempt to do this without people seeing me. Okay, so I've been out here in the park for about an hour. I told you, it is gorgeous out here. Look at this. I can hear birds chirping, which is beautiful. There's a river right over here that's where I was sitting next to. There is some lawn mowing happening. I happen to be here the day where the city is mowing the lawn, but that's okay. I don't know if my microphone's gonna catch any of those bird noises. Anyway, so I've been out here for just a little over an hour and doing some brainstorming. I've been brainstorming this romance that I had an idea for, and I think that if I do end up writing this, I think it's going to be a novella. I kind of want something short. I think that sometimes I put too much pressure on myself to write a full-length novel. I kind of don't want to do that, especially because I am going to be doing some traveling in July. Like, I'm not going to be writing for the entirety of July. I will be doing some family visits and that sort of thing since I have the whole month off, essentially. So I don't want to be like forcing myself to write a full novel. And also, some of my favorite books recently have been novellas, like shorter stories. I don't know if it's a duology or if it's going to be a trilogy, but right now there's 2 books out by Veronica Roth, To Clutch a Razor, that like little duology. I read those ones nearly back to back, and I was so impressed with the world building and the characterization in those 2 very short novellas. And so I think that I kind of want to write something short and sweet. I also really want to write like a no-nonsense romance. Some romances can be very formulaic, and I do enjoy these romances, but sometimes they can be kind of exhausting, you know, like with the Act 3 breakup, and then, you know, with like miscommunication trope. That's one of my least favorite tropes. And so I'm hoping to, like, I want to write just like something that's sweet all the way through. I mean, obviously there's like flaws to my character and this sort of thing, but just something short and sweet and fun. Like, I really just want to write a fun romance. I have essentially, I think I wrote, it was like 18 chapters or something like that, maybe less, of just like, this is kind of the beats that I want to hit. And so we'll see if I end up doing that or not, but I feel pretty confident in that, and I am fairly excited about it as well. So I feel good about that. Again, I'm not 100% certain if that's going to be the thing that I end up writing in July. I think that if I am like at my grandparents' place, if I'm there for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, just like somewhere in that range is kind of my idea. I think that I could write a novella in that time, like easily, which I think could just be fun as well, instead of putting pressure on myself to write out a full like pirate sequel, which is a lot more, I have to do like more like world building and that sort of thing. But if I'm just writing a romance that takes place in the town that I'm currently in, then it's like, well, you know, I don't know, I guess I'm kind of rambling at this point. But yeah, no, I feel really good about it. It is a very lovely day out here. I was worried that I would be too warm in this outfit, but I'm actually quite comfortable. The sun is out, but there is like a bit of a wind. I think I'm going to take a lovely walk around this park and might do some reading for a bit, might just end up heading back home. I do have some things that I've been looking forward to. For instance, I have some sewing projects that I would like to do. One of them being to fix a tote bag that I made. Some of the stitching just kind of came undone, so I want to reinforce that. But also, I would like to make a journal cover for a journal that I have. I am not sure if I'll get to that today, but I'm feeling good. I'm in a good mood today, and I think that some sewing could be fun. So I might take like a circle around the park and then go home and do that. But I feel good about I know it's only like an hour, but I feel good about that. I want to take it easy because I've been working so much recently on a new job contract. And so even just brainstorming for an hour was super helpful for me creatively and just for my mood all around. So I don't know why I feel like I have to justify it. I'm gonna take a little walk, and I will talk to you soon. So when I got home from my walk at the park, I ended up having another kind of, I don't know, like flow state or just some more motivation to be a little bit more productive. And so what I ended up doing is I was converting some of the notes that I took at the park in my journal into a document with some more details as well. It is definitely nowhere close to as detailed of an outline that I would normally make, and also it's not completely converted over because I started getting hungry. However, I'm starting to think that if I do write this novella, I don't think that I want it to be fully fleshed out outline. I think I really want to give it a try to kind of just let the writing happen. Like, as long as I know what notes I want to hit, I kind of want to see where I can go with that, especially since I'm going to be right in the town that I'm writing about. So ideally when I'm writing certain scenes, ideally I'm going to be at the location where I'm writing them, which I just think will be so fun, especially because the female main character in the story that I'm starting to kind of flesh out a little bit is a writer herself, and she's kind of treating this as her own writing retreat. When I'm thinking about her, there's at least one scene that she's at one of the restaurants there. She has her notebook and her laptop already open in front of her while she's eating lunch. I'm envisioning myself doing the same thing, which I just think is really fun. I think this is going to be a really fun romanticization. I don't know if that's the right word, or not that is the correct word. I cannot say it though, but hopefully you understand what I mean. I think that the more that I'm kind of noting things down, I think I am gonna write this novella. I think I am. Even if it doesn't go anywhere, which I kind of have an issue when I talk about some of my writing projects where I say it won't go anywhere. I think any writing that I do, or any writing that any writer does, is beneficial. So even if it isn't published at all, I think it's still gonna be an enjoyable process. I also think that it'll be really just good for me. I think any writing is beneficial because you're constantly changing your process and developing these skills, especially with something which is different than what I normally write. Like, I wouldn't normally write a romance novella. This is something that I'm really excited about, and I think that will be super helpful for me. And so I do think I'm gonna write this novella, and it might just end up being something that I post online, which I do think is kind of fun if I eventually kind of post like a little novella online for my fans or for whoever wants to read it. I do think that's kind of fun in itself. So that's kind of the ideas that I have in my head right now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of excited about it, and I will be vlogging my process along the way. So you'll actually get to see little snippets of this town that I just adore so much and that my main characters will be living in. All right, I have soup on the stove right now, which is just about ready. I'm going to eat some lunch, and I think I'm going to take the rest of the afternoon off to do something else with my time. And I think that I will come back after this weekend and finish up this conversion over into my document, writing some more details out, and I think then I'll be set for July. I will not be doing much writing in June. I might end up doing some outlining for my Project Pirate sequel anyway, just because it is a bit of a smaller project and I still kind of want to work towards that. Smaller project in the sense of like the outline is a smaller project. The actual book is obviously a really massive project. But I will be working a ton in June. There is the biggest theater festival in my city is happening in June, and I am the assistant technician for it. So I will be working a lot in June, which is another reason why I'm going to be doing my writing retreat in July, because I won't be able to do too much in June. So you will see a bit of kind of my crazy life in June, but that's why I'm writing these outlines so far in advance. It is the end of May right now. So anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but I work tonight and the next evening as well. And then the rest of my weekend, I'm taking off to do some socializing with my friends because I haven't seen them in a while. You will likely see me next on Monday. Do you remember how in what was probably the last clip I said that I would likely be back on Monday to finish up this outline? So it's now Wednesday. Here's what happened. A quick recap. So over the weekend, I was partially working and partially socializing with some friends. Went to a big garage sale, went to a secondhand craft market, got some fantastic stuff at that craft market, nothing at the garage sale. And then on Monday morning, I had work. And then after that, I was feeling so fatigued due to an ear issue I've been having in my left ear, and I did not feel like doing any writing or filming that day. And then yesterday, I went to a clinic in the morning to try to go get this figured out, and they couldn't get me in until this morning. And once again, yesterday was not really feeling super great. So I kind of took the day to myself just to do some crafts, do some hobbies that are low energy and not too mentally taxing, just because of my ear issue, which essentially was just clogged ear for well over a week at this point, and because of that wasn't sleeping well, getting more headaches than usual. So just like very I wasn't able to function all that much in the last little bit, and then I had work again last night. So I didn't do any writing or anything yesterday, but this morning I had an appointment. I got it all worked up. I can now hear clearly. I am feeling not like 100% rejuvenated because obviously I still haven't gotten like a full night's sleep yet. Last night was better, but still woke up quite a bit. However, I'm feeling good and I am ready to get back to writing. I'm actually very excited to get back into doing some writing today and some outlining stuff. That's kind of the update of what happened there. So today I am going to do some more outlining. I'm essentially just transferring over the notes that I took in my journal on Friday and then just putting them into a document, making some more detailed points, that sort of thing. I have essentially, I think I wrote down about a 16 chapter jot note outline. I'm kind of making a little more detailed right now. And then I think that'll be it for this outline. I want to kind of try my hand, which I think I mentioned this before. I want to try my hand at not completely pantsing it because I obviously do have a rough outline, but I don't want to have my full detailed outlines that I normally do. Usually my outlines are pretty detailed. I like to have as much information as possible, exactly what's going to happen in each chapter, each scene. I even usually add some dialogue that I kind of come up with at the time. But this time around, I'm going to challenge myself and see what happens if I try to write this novella with minimal details, just with the basic notes, essentially. I ended up talking to a friend about this novella idea, and she was really excited about it. She's a great supporter of mine, and so I think I am going to go through with this in July. So I'm going to just going to make it official here. In July, I'm going to be going on a little writing retreat where my grandparents live, and I'm going to be writing a contemporary romance based in that town. I am super, super excited for it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm already kind of feeling the summer energy now. It's starting to finally be consistently sunny and a little bit warmer where I live, and so I know that it's going to be just a great old time for me in July. So I'm gonna get back into writing this morning, and then that'll essentially be it for this video. I know it's probably a little bit on the shorter side, but I haven't posted in a while and I really wanted to get something out there and kind of talk through my process here, and I'm really glad that I did. I'll be working on some other videos until July, and then you guys will see me write this video. Whoa, write this video. Then you guys will see me write this novella, which I will be especially exciting because, well, one of the reasons, the first few videos on this channel were in last August, so this channel is almost a year old already, which is kind of crazy to me right now, but I'm trying not to think about that too much, a little scary. Those first few videos were me trying to write a novel in 28 days, and this will kind of be a similar thing, because it'll be about a 2-week, I haven't decided exactly how long I'm going to stay for. I'm going to figure that out soon. But like it'll be another writing challenge where it's like writing a certain amount of words or just like finishing this novella in a certain amount of time over the summer. So that's kind of a nice parallel to like wrap up the first year of this YouTube channel. But also it means whole new writing angles, whole new place. It is gorgeous out there. I'm hoping to do a lot more writing out on the water. They have my grandparents have a private dock right on the water of this gorgeous lake. I'll be writing at my favorite restaurant in town, which there is scenes taking place at that restaurant. So I think it'll be fun to wrap up the first year of this channel, and also just some exciting new shots and this sort of thing for you guys, since you do see parts of my apartment that are just random, like the same angles over and over again, unless I'm at the park or at a cafe. So I just think it'll be kind of fun to film in a new location as well.